What's going on, everybody? It's Tyler from Dirt Road Country here. I've got a great artist right next to me. He's got his EP Midwest Calling coming out on August 22nd. Roman Alexander joins me. Roman, how's it going from the car?
It's good, man. Like I was telling you before I got in here, I've been running around all day, and we're getting just happens to be getting all the EP stuff done for this month, and I'll be traveling a little bit. So yeah, I've been running around in meetings all day. I had like a meeting lunch, had a lunch, and then I had coffee, and then I had an interview and another interview, and I'm doing this. So I was already on the go. I was like, I don't have time to go home. Might as well just take it from my car, which I haven't done this in a while. So I like to say my car is my office. I mean, I probably have some clothes sitting back there that I'm always on the go changing stuff out. So
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, finding time in your schedule to fit me in because that sounds busy.
no, dude, no, I mean I'm happy to be doing it. So
Oh, no, I mean that in a good way. It's always good to be busy. And I feel the same way. Everybody sees me on these interviews, like in the same room all the time. I feel like I'm
yeah,
always in my car, just going place
yeah,
to place.
yeah. Well, I think that's the today's day and age. It's like we're always on the go. We're in a world where we're constantly doing stuff and staying busy. So yeah, I think the car. You better learn to like your car. You better like your car when you get your car because
That's right.
yeah.
And you've been a busy guy for a long time. You've been doing this music thing for a while, and now that this EP is coming out on the 22nd, how does it feel to put it out there in the world and getting all these six songs out there for everybody to listen to?
Yeah, it feels good to put out any EP in general. I mean, any body of work where there's more than just one song, whether it's two or three songs. I've been doing these things the past couple of years where I'll put these two song projects out, and then I'll add to them kind of throughout the year. So it almost becomes an EP by the end of the year. But I got tired of doing that. I was like, I want to put another full body of work out there, and granted, there's some focus, there's a focus track on there, but I'm just glad to get music back out because I like I've been releasing this year and releasing each month, but one song just doesn't do it for me anymore. It's like I need to have more music constantly.
So one of those songs that's coming out on the 22nd is called Way Over You. Can you talk about
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah, I posted it via socials in January. I wrote it last year, but I posted it actually like last summer. So it's been about a year. It's a different approach to a breakup song, right? It's I don't know if you've heard it. I'm sure you have, but it's not your average approach to a breakup song. It's going through the motions. It's trying to figure out literally what it is. Is like I'm just trying to figure out how to get over you. You're already over me. Like how are you over me when I'm still looking for a way over you? I haven't found that yet. And I think the with the EP track, the title of the EP being called Midwest Calling, I think that's something that the Midwest is really familiar with is heartbreak. There's a lot of small towns. The South too. I think it's everywhere, but I'm very familiar with it in a small town in Missouri, right outside Kansas City, called Parkville, where you kind of know everybody. So if you go through a breakup, they're already, potentially talking to your best friend, or they're dating somebody that or they run around the same groups in the same circles. And I think that kind of gets that can get a little difficult, a little muddy real quick. So, I'm in a different location now. I'm in Nashville, but bigger city, definitely chasing a bigger dream. But yeah, I mean, it's just a different approach to a breakup song. That's exactly what it is.
Well, I love that. And speaking of Nashville as a whole, you've been there for a while. Now, I have an important question about that because you're a Missouri native,
Yeah.
and Nashville's kind of been like that. What part of the country do you consider that? Do you consider Nashville the Midwest?
No, I consider it the South. I think it's definitely the South. I play rugby and we play in the True South Conference, so I'm like I kind of go by that. It's definitely the South. A couple hours away you got Birmingham, Alabama, or you got Alabama, Huntsville. The other way you got Mississippi. The other way you got Arkansas across the border there. You got Texas that kind of connects to everything. So I would definitely consider it the South. But it really depends on what part of Tennessee you're talking. Because like in the Midwest, there's this debate: is Missouri a part of the South? And I consider Missouri as the Midwest. Yeah, because you
That's
could
what I would think.
you could arguably say Missouri, the bottom half of Missouri, is the South because you got the Boot Hill area, which is like Cape Girardeau, Kennett, Missouri. And I don't know if you know David Nail well, but when you hear David Nail talks, it kind of talks like that right there. He's got a Southern accent, and that's that Arkansas kind of coming through a little bit, in my opinion. So, um, you know, uh, yeah, I think that's same with Sarah Evans too. So it's a Missouri thing, but
Fair
I
enough.
think it's split down the middle. I consider myself a Midwestern though.
Uh, I would agree with you. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Missouri's in the Midwest. I'm from New Jersey, and That's nowhere near the South, nowhere near the Midwest. I guess we're
Yeah.
the Northeast. Some people call us the Mid-Atlantic. I don't know.
Dude, I like the Northeast because I think you know where you stand with people up there. If they you know if they like you, you know if they don't, and if they like you, they will go to the ends of the earth to make sure you're well taken care of. I love people up there. I really do.
Oh, well, thanks. I will also say one benefit of being in the Northeast is you look at everywhere in the United States, and it's really the only part of the country that doesn't get these natural disasters very often. No
That's so true.
tornadoes, no hurricanes, but
Yep.
I guess we get snow. Snow sucks.
Yeah, you guys are pretty good at driving in it too. So that you got that, you know.
Well, there is one thing that the South doesn't do, and I figured that out being down in Georgia. I went to school in Georgia, and what you got to do is, if you're getting a new tire, you got to get like all the like all weather tires.
Yeah.
I walked into a tire store, and they looked at me like I had three heads. Like, what do you mean an all weather tire? We don't have many of those. Where are you
Yeah.
from?
See, but being from Missouri, we had snow every year, you know, so I know what all weather tire. Hell, I even know what snow tires are. You
Mm,
know, it's like you have to go to those sometimes, and depending on how bad the snow is.
exactly.
So yeah, man, I get you. I get you.
So, what was it like growing up in Missouri, and what was it like when you graduated high school and went off to Nashville?
I mean, you know, growing up in Missouri is great. The people are great. The Midwest is great. Got just good people up there, honest, hardworking people. My parents worked in the car business. My mom is now a labor and delivery nurse, but she did that too when I was growing up. But she got out of that for a minute, went to the car business, and my dad got in the car business as well. So I kind of grew up like I call myself a little dealership rat because I was always at dealerships. I worked for my mom, you know, and I drove people around. I washed cars, you know, cleaned cars, did that whole thing. And then I moved to Nashville and was doing the same stuff because I was familiar with it. It's kind
Yeah.
of a universal language. But man, Kansas City was a great town to grow up in. You know, 20 minutes away from Parkville, you got KC. So I got the best of both worlds because my dad's side of the family grew up downtown Kansas City on the west side, and then my mom's side was more out in the rural area, suburb. So I got a healthy mixture of both of those. And then, yeah, high school was pretty awesome for me because I got to play a lot of shows. I was starting to figure out that sorority girls liked country music. So on the
Yeah.
weekends, I was driving to different colleges and like markets and playing sorority shows and whatnot. And they all thought I was in college. I lied. So
That's awesome.
yeah, and you know, I was missing homecoming and I was missing prom because I wanted to go play live music.
Well, when you're in high school, you think high school is great, then you get to college and you're like, holy crap, this is awesome. So
Yeah.
I fully understand how you felt.
I didn't get to experience it. I guess that was my college experience was that. So
Well, Nashville is kind of like college in itself, I feel like.
it can be, you know, it probably was for the first, I've been here 10 years. It probably was for like the first 5 years that I was here. I partied my butt off. I had a good time. I ran around the circles and I think right around the COVID era, it kind of I guess I was trapped inside so long. I was like, well, I better get good at being by myself, you know, and learn to hunker down and not go out and party as much. So I got really good at being a homebody. So I'm typically in bed by like 9:30 every night.
Well, another part of being at home alone, I mean, you probably listen to a lot of music. Now, who are some of those artists that got you into country music at the start? I know you were playing Johnny Cash covers when you were 8 years old in bars.
Yeah. A lot of Johnny Cash, a lot of Elvis, um, a lot of Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Jerry Lee Lewis, you name it. But man, honestly, Billy Currington.
Yeah, good directions.
Billy Currington, Dierks Bentley, Sam Hunt. That was right around the time Montevallo came out in 2014. So it was right around the time I was starting to graduate high school, getting
Mhm.
close to that. Billy Currington, Dierks Bentley, Sam Hunt, Keith Urban. That just, you know, like to me, those are a lot of country artists will say like Garth Brooks and Waylon Jennings and Willie and Johnny, right? That's great. Those are all like pillars.
Yes.
But for me, man, like that, I grew up like high school. That was my time to fall in love with country and like really understand it. And that's when I kind of learned that, like girls like country music. So, you know, when you're a teenager, you're like, what better way to impress a girl than to play a Keith Urban song? You know?
That's the truth. And a bunch of great artists you mentioned there. Now, with your EP coming out on the 22nd, what does the rest of the year look like for you with this whole thing coming out?
Travel. I mean, I'm playing a few shows this fall. Touring's been a little light. I didn't have a booking agent for a while, and that puts a damper on your touring plans. But I think a lot of it is also just I wanted to kind of refocus and get a bigger body of work out of music. It's been a minute since I put an EP out. I wanted an EP in the world. And now that I'm kind of recentered, I'm ready to get back out on the road because I have a project to push. You don't want to just go on the road just to go on the road. You want to go on the road and make sure you're building a fan base and they have relevant music that just came out that they can go listen to. So that's a big push for me was that. And then you got, this fall I think will be pretty stacked. But hopefully the spring will be more stacked.
Awesome. Love to hear that. Midwest Calling is yours on August 22nd. Everyone out there watching this, if you don't follow Roman on Instagram and TikTok and wherever else you can find him, you should go do it right now. Roman, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, brother, I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys next time.